Ross, so thanks to your sweep against Florida Panthers, you have a nice little layoff period. And first, I got to ask you, have you stopped and thought about Game 2 and just that tremendous moment you had?
Yeah, once it happened, I think I watched it, maybe about 50 times on the bus ride to the airport, and then once I got home. But then it was kind of a quick turnaround there between Game 3 and 4, so didn't look at it too much or kind of, try and get too excited about it because we still had unfinished business, obviously. But once it was over, I think I, went back and just kind of admired the pass and just the play itself, and kind of how big of a, moment that was to kind of get that win.
Do you take a step back and think about your knack for the big moment? Not only we can go to Game 2 in Sunrise, but also last year, of course, the Stanley Cup Finals, sort of where you cemented yourself into Bolt's legacy.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty awesome just to, be a part of it all, but I kind of try not to get too caught up in all those moments because, I would just have to give credit to the guys that I'm on the ice with. They just put me in those situations to succeed. I can go back to, the Game 5 goal last year. David Savard kind of gift-wrapped a pass on the back door for me. I just tapped it in, so credit to him. And then, that pass the other night was all Cooch and, Pally for keeping the puck in. So it's pretty awesome to be a part of, but, for the most part, I just try and stay in the moment.
What has switched for you? I think ever since the new year, the goals have just been racking up for you, and you're leading this team right now in postseason goals with 5, of course, with Corey Perry.
Yeah, I think just for me, just trying to stay humble, not trying to get too high. And once the new year hit, I think I struggled a little bit at the start, maybe some sophomore slump or, whatever you want to call it. But, it was a lot to, adjust, and kind of this year was, tough at the start. But we have such a good group of, leaders in the room who just throughout the entire season were just telling me, listen, play your game, you deserve to be here, you're here for a reason, stuff like that. And, when you're hearing that from Steven Stamkos, Victor Hedman, Ryan McDonough, like that goes such a long way. And so once I kind of settled into my own, got comfortable, got some power play time, I think I just, this puck started to go in.
And you speak about this leadership. I mean, you're the 25-year-old young buck. There's only a handful of you guys on this team. Yeah. How do you assimilate yourself into a locker room where you have so much leadership, you have guys who are older, been there, done that, and they have families? It's just a different dichotomy, I feel like.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a little different, coming from the American League. Like you said, everyone's young. There's not as many, kids, and when I say kids, the guys on the team's having kids, obviously. So it's a little different away from the rink, I think, but we have, like I said, those guys are such good leaders and, so outspoken that they make you feel part of it, right from the beginning, and then kind of helps when, they go out and they trade some of your best friends away, but they bring in guys who have, huge personalities and come in right away and, love the chirp, kind of love to lighten the mood, but, then come game time, Nick Paul and, Brian Hagel, they're ready to go. So they bring a great energy locker room.
You think about it wasn't too long ago you were at Vermont and in college, and now here you are chasing that second Stanley Cup championship.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Honestly, it feels like yesterday. So thankful for my time there, and definitely wouldn't be in the situation I am now if I didn't, go through those 2 years, and then obviously my, 2 or so years in Syracuse, whatnot. So it's pretty crazy. Once definitely in the summers, I like to take a step back and kind of soak it all in, because during the playoffs and the regular season, it goes by, in the blink of an eye. So it's nice to take a step back once in a while and realize, how special it's been, and just how thankful I am to, be a part of the Lightning and to have been drafted here.
Is there one piece of advice John Cooper has given you that's stuck with you?
I mean, that's pretty tough. I think he's given me so much, and, from day one, I think just the biggest thing, which I might have touched on before, was he always just says, play your game and kind of, be in the moment and kind of not let the moment, be too big for you. So hearing that from him, it's kind of just, I never try and do too much. I know my role. I, love to, finish hits, win faceoffs, kind of whatever I can do to help the team win. And if we're getting 2 points at the end of the night, then, I think I helped do my job.
And then finally, as a Jersey guy, I got to ask you, if there's one Springsteen song that you're playing before the game, what are you listening to?
I don't know. Born to Run is good, but always in the car. I feel like Dancing in the Dark was always that's my tune when I'm just jamming by myself driving to the rink. So even though my drive to the rink is pretty short, so I can't be listening to too many, but I'd have to ask my dad or my brother about them. He loves them.